doing it a little different. I'm on that format, but we ain't live. Cause I'm gonna get there. I think I need to be able to pause this thing, man. If I need to, you know. But I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna keep it going just the same. But I think I have. I don't know. I might have the option. I just might not have the option. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I think what it is it's a lot. So much going on, man. It's hard to keep up with it. I don't know what to title this one. Cause this lady, what's her name? We gonna get her name. We gonna get to that. She's saying that the black women gonna save the world. I don't really see that. I don't want it to not be possible. I wish the hell it would be possible. Please. We waiting for somebody to rescue us, right? Yeah, nobody's coming to say, we could save ourselves. We could get together and start making things happen in a better way. You know what I mean? As a unit, as a family, and all that. Like I be saying, that's what's needed. April Ryan, that's the lady name. Yeah. I guess I know how that covered. April Ryan. So she say black women gonna save the world. Well, I got a few things here. I'm doing my best to limit myself because I have so much topics and things on my mind. We gonna get it together though. And okay, let me kick her in. Hold on, if I could stop this. Let me kick her in, and we gonna see how this thing play out here. No, well, should we go with the crazed vendor? No, let's go with this one. She sets the tone.
As a champion, as a shero, and we are that.
I know
The world and
an anthem. Okay.
Yeah.
The title is self-explanatory. Feeling.
I'm blessed, black, and highly favored as well.
There you go.
Yes.
Good to see you.
You too.
Black women will save the world. The title is self-explanatory.
Yes and no, but you didn't add the last part, an anthem. We're going to sing it over and over
Ooh,
again.
okay.
Yeah.
An anthem.
Black women will save the world, an anthem.
An anthem. Okay.
Yeah, to keep it going, because what happens is people forget moments. Mm-hmm. And when we forget a moment, we lose out. And at the end of the day, black women are rising in number as head of household, rising in number as the breadwinner in a household. And with that said, we are taking care of everyone, everything, and not taking care of ourselves, and not being heralded as a champion, as a shero. And we are that.
I know those stats got to be flawed, though. And the reason I say those stats are flawed is because they've always been the head of household. They've always been the breadwinners. I think about...
But it's rising in number.
Right.
Okay.
It's rising in number. And, you got, when you have, and that's saying a lot about this.
Okay, well, ain't gonna be a lot of pushback on this. There's gonna be some slight pushback, just enough to, initiate a dialogue. And but she answered it. But ain't no pushback on that. You know what I mean? It's just enough to keep the thing flowing, but not really challenge it too much. She there to promote her book. So however that worked, you know, she says rising. Like that's a good thing. Because that would explain a lot. It's been a shit show, but it's now more of a shit show. So that would explain a whole lot. Things is off the chain, man, and I don't know how people. It's what you put your focus on. Nobody's paying attention to a lot of stuff, and it's gonna come a time where you can't ignore it. Am I putting too much focus on it? I think I'm not. I'm really not wanting to pay attention to a lot of things that just come my way. You know, I too want to just move forward, and and that's the thing. I be trying to, I be moving forward, just staying in my lane, focusing on whatever. But then this stuff come up, and it's important and it's relevant for to have a yin to the yang, a yang to the yang, whatever, some balance on this thing, something to counteract the nonsense to make it make sense, as far as I'm concerned.
The structure of the black family now. You've got a mother who's the head of household. And then what do you do? If she's by herself and she's got kids, sometimes we bring the kids along to help us fill in the gaps. And that goes into an issue that I talk about in the book for black girls, adultification.
Yes.
We make a lot of our children become more mature than they need to be. They lose out. And it's so interesting. A friend of mine who's in the book, Frederica Newton, the widow of Huey P. Newton, head of Black Panther Party, she said, some kids are given fairy tales, others are nightmares. And I think all children should have fairy tales. Add the last part, an anthem.
Your ass living in a fairy tale. That's the thing. All this shit sound like a bunch of fantasy, I don't even know if I want to let it play in the damn war. This shit sound like some bullshit. Like ridiculousness as far as I'm concerned. Seriously though, and that's what it is. Delusion. That's the problem. Like, you writing a feel-good book to make people feel good, right? You're not making something that's gonna tell people what they need to hear because they don't want to hear that shit. And you want to make some money. And you in the Sisterhood. She got the Sisterhood hat helmet thing on. I'm pretty sure that's a hat helmet, Let's see. Ain't that a hat helmet? Please, if that ain't a hat helmet, I don't know. There ain't no hat helmets. She got the uniform on. Sorry, y'all. What it is, what it is. She got the official certified uniform on. I'm sure the fingernails is sharp. You want to see? Do we want to see? Can we see? Nah, they ain't showing them nails. Bet you they pointy. I'll put money on it. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Okay, sis. Well, at least that. I give you that. Oh man, but come on, that's that head helmet, man. We got to get out of this stuff, man. That shit look ridiculous, man. How y'all gonna save the world and y'all can't be comfortable in your own skin? And if you have a legitimate reason for having it, I mean, I get it. If I was a woman, I might have a hard time just having a meathead, But man, look, it is what it is. I see them, so it's gonna have to become more acceptable. It just is what it is. I wouldn't be doing that to like it's not good. It's not a good look. I'm just saying, and none of this is none of this false praise, fairy tale. They need to live in reality. Is what they need. They don't need to be raising your children and being your slave and doing all the work for you. No, they need to be able to be children, but they need to be in touch with reality, not living no fantasy fucking world. That's just not real.
What do you do if
We don't get
she's
that.
by herself and she's got kids? Sometimes we bring the kids along to in the book for black girls adultification.
Yes.
And we make a lot of our children become more mature than they need to be. They lose out, and it's so interesting. A friend of mine who's in the book, Frederica Newton, the widow of Huey P. Newton, head of
Prove because I believe in the book it's black girls are 11 times more likely to be suspended than white girls in school, and 9 times more likely to be arrested.
Yes, right.
And that is the adultification of these young girls.
Adultification that way and so many other ways. And it's just, at this point, we have to nurture not only ourselves and the community, but we have to figure out how to help navigate what this world is giving to our young black girls who are our future, who are going to be the next sheroes, next generation of sheroes.
The next generation of sheroes. See what I'm saying? This aggravating me. How I end up running across this was not on YouTube. I mean, they have, everybody have a YouTube channel. Every media outlet have a YouTube channel, so they got a YouTube channel. But I was working out in the morning, early in the morning, and they come on early in the morning, and I happen to, I normally have it on different stations. I listen to whatever station they come on, because they wasn't always coming on in Houston. They I don't know, last year or something, they started coming on one of our stations, to my knowledge, I'm almost sure I caught like the first time that it was aired here. But anyway, I was listening to it and I heard this. I happened to catch it right from the very beginning. And I just thought it was like, poor thing, poor us. Because this is that shit. She ain't talking about no man who just I guess that's just the thing. But think about it. She leaving out the men, the men in race. You don't need no man. She not even talking. They ain't worth talking about. The sheroes, the ones that raising the next the sheroes that's raising the next generation of gangbangers, the next generation of Crips and Bloods and Rolling 60s. And Pyrus and shit, huh? The sheroes that's raising the next killers, gangsters and thugs and rappers and negative rappers, that is, that's gonna spread their negative Pied Piper message to everybody and be killing each other left and right. Yeah, those sheroes that's got motherfuckers out here bad, that's out here bad, flipping, tripping, dipping, slipping. Come on now. This don't add up. You can't be putting out these false narratives, man. I want to just cut it off, but because I want to get to the other stuff. I guess it is what it is. I'm going to do
I think,
this
thing. If men are being honest with themselves, you got to say that the women have been the CEOs of our lives forever.
Yes.
There you go, that again. See, that's what I'm saying, though. Look, so he brought in men and said that they've been the CEO of our lives forever. Think about it now. It's true. But they not supposed to be no CEOs. The men supposed to be the CEOs, bruh.
CEO of the home. How about that?
From the grandmother to the mother.
Yeah.
Like, you have to say that.
That's some big simping. Okay, you have to say that. Dude, what are you talking about? What are you saying? Well, that's how sad it is. That's how bad it is.
Men are our covering, and I still say that, but we are strong in the home. We, a lot of times, the decision makers.
Mm-hmm.
We are, for the most
strong decision makers.
part, having your back, not just some of us, take care of the dinner. Some of us take care of the wash, but we got your back in so many other ways.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a hard time at work, but who's there a lot of times for us is we are taking care of the home, taking care of you, taking care of the boss at work, then going to church and figuring out, being the usher or, the choir member or the deaconess, and then going to the PTA. I mean, it's so many things we have to juggle, and yet we don't get our flowers. Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we're also taught to kind of, endure, like you said, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Especially in the workplace.
Oh, yes. And I love you. I love your move. I love your entrepreneurship. I love your business mind. You're not staying in a place that, okay, I'm going to stay here. You're moving higher. You're looking for higher. And unfortunately, a lot of Black women don't have that.
Okay, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that right there. Like you see how I feel about this shit. It's just like I said, a bunch of nonsense, man. False praise. When that energy really which is why we're spinning around in circles. That energy it need to be dealt more reality based, and they're on the radio too and got their platform like that, but that's not the goal. We can't have that. You see what's going on with your boy. I ain't got time to talk about that today, but you see what's going on with Ye, and how they got that shit going, showing you flexing their muscle and showing you their power that they have, right? So shit is real, man. Like how can we not see that that's not productive? They make you feel good, but it's not productive. It's not helping us. All that bullshit ain't helping. Nothing with no situation. Okay, so case in point. So let me which crazy one of these stories I'm gonna flip through. Let me just go to this be saving the world here.
Gwkellerjr, who lives at the Pasadena home, says his mother was looking over his 6-week-old daughter at the time, whose bassinet is by the window.
I get the notification from our doorbell, and it's like a 2-second clip of someone just smashing our door.
Pasadena police say the attacker is 65-year-old Beverly Baker. When police arrived, Baker was gone. Neighbors helped police find her, and they were able to take her into custody after a 30-minute standoff.
My mother-in-law first instinct was to grab the baby. 2 seconds later, all you see is huge shards of glass in the bassinet where she would be. It was a miracle that she reacted fast enough, or else my daughter would be dead.
Gwkellerjr says Baker came back to his home 3 times, breaking a total of 8 windows. Now their home is boarded up and they're staying with family in another location. Pasadena police say Baker owns property in the immediate area of the victim's home.
It doesn't appear that there was any relationship between the suspect, Mrs. Baker, and the victims of the vandalism. It appears as if that she was suffering from some type of mental health crisis.
That is just speculation and has not been confirmed yet. Pasadena police say the estimated amount of damages to Chukadarian's home is $20,000.
Everyone's still shaken up. We built this house from scratch. We put all our savings into this house because it's a nice neighborhood. We grew up here.
Baker's arraignment is Wednesday, and Chukadarian tells us he's trying to file a restraining order against her as fast as possible. In Pasadena, Jaysha Patel, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube.
Yeah, what about that? Where that come in at with this greatness and shit, you know, man. You see this shit? That hell for crazy. I got a thing of it. I had made a thing. She might be one of my go-tos.
Experience for a family in Pasadena. A woman with a pickaxe showed up at their home and breaking their windows. And Jaysha Patel has more on this Eyewitness News exclusive.
Man,
Experience for a family in Pasadena. A woman with a pickaxe showed up at their home and breaking their windows. And Jaysha Patel has more on this Eyewitness News exclusive.
with a pickaxe. What you got a pickaxe for? What's that about? This bitch got a pick. What would you need something like that for? Oh man, you can't make this stuff up, you know? What would you, I just oh man, what the hell? Who has a pickaxe and why? Why would you be having that lying around? I don't understand. I can't comprehend this. And who's the next? It was okay. So that was that. Is this another story I had?
Very upset that a grown-up was threatening and chasing after her 12-year-old son over something that should
threatening
a 12-year-old.
Right. Okay, so more to say the word.
Only on
shit.
13, a Pee Wee football mom banned from the sidelines permanently, accused of chasing and threatening a 12-year-old child.
Well, witnesses say that child played for the other team and had just tackled the woman's son during a game. ABC 13's Daniela Hurtado has more of the incident caught on camera. Daniela.
Eric, Gina, we got to speak to not only the 12-year-old child, but also his mother. They filed a police report with the Houston Police Department, and HPD says they are looking into the situation. This all unfolded on Saturday, and the mom of the child who was chased after says she's very upset that a grown-up was threatening and chasing after her 12-year-old son over something that should have been a fun afternoon game. This is a situation in question. A woman with something in her hand chasing after a 12-year-old over a Little League football game. The child running away with his hands in the air.
This is ridiculous. Like, how could you get that angry at a kid's game? Your son plays football. They tackle each other. That's just the name of the game. How can you get that upset to chase him, and not only chase him, but curse him while you're chasing him?
It was the first game of the season for the Southside Ravens. They were up against the Northwest Gorillas. The game was cut short after just a few minutes of starting.
Yeah, he was okay. I picked him up and everything, and he was actually trying to shake my hand after the play until I guess his mom started chasing me.
An incident report by the Youth Football and Cheerleading League uncovers the parent in question was found in violation of multiple code of conduct policies. The YFF calling the woman a substantial threat to the environment.
Hey, if you cannot control your emotions that much.
A substantial threat to the environment. That's what we have going on here, all the way around. And generally speaking, for the community, for the future, they are, for the most part, a substantial threat to the environment and to the youth, to the future generations, if they even get a chance to make it. and they don't kill them inside of them, which, you know, as long as it's in them, it's supposedly their body. Man, look, that's what I say. I'm thinking about that. Like, how is your body? And it should be our body that's their baby body. What about the baby body? That should be our body for 9 months. My body, my choice. Get the fuck out of here. But, you know, anyway, let me see what let me let the story finish.
If you get that upset, then you don't need to be around kids. But no, nobody has said anything to me.
She has since been banned from all events and activities permanently, and so have
banned. She banned. Banned from Little League.
the rest of her family and children.
I hate that her son has to suffer. I hate that that team has to suffer because we don't hate them. We do this for fun.
The woman will need to pay a $200 fine, and so will her son's former team, the Northwest Gorillas, for $500 for not controlling the sideline.
I think it's just a learning lesson for everybody.
She caught, I sort of didn't catch that. That's how, the more you listen to it. So she's paying, they paying, or they gonna make her pay because they paying, or either way it goes. Like, they gonna be banned, they gonna be expelled, suspended. Like, she's the parent. She's setting the example. She's the shero. That's the shero. Her and Pickaxe.
Up for our team included, that you just can't take this to that level.
While we weren't able to get a hold of the woman in question, the Northwest Gorillas did make a statement on social media apologizing. It said, in part, we have since removed both the parent and child from the Northwest Gorillas. They say they don't stand with putting children in harm's way.
That's so sad that the child banned, all his family banned. Nobody can go to no game. He off the team. No more fun. Talk about narcissists, huh? Just shut that shit down. Embarrass, huh? That's that shit, huh? What I say? Everybody know your mind. Everybody know your mama crazy. It ain't no, like, she on the fucking news, nigga. Everybody know your mama crazy, but you don't get it. My mama the salt of the earth. When does it register? That's normal. He's supposed to let him win. He ain't got no business being on no football team then, or you got no business being at the game in the first place. The whatever their name is, the rebels, the rivals, whatever, they gotta apologize for her, for the parent activity, not the child, the parent. Man, make this shit make sense. Make this, they gonna say the world, make sense. And I'm just saying in so many other ways, man, because, okay, let me get mine. I'm gonna let this other thing, I got one more bean clip for the roll, and I'm gonna let it play. And I got you. At least my take on what it is and how it is, and at least for now, from the perspective, and yeah, granted, I could get a lot of clips with dudes doing a lot of dumb shit too. Now, please don't get it twisted at all, because it's all day long, every day. But listen to what they read the lines and read between the lines. The black women the mamas, the grandmothers, the great-grandmothers, the great-great-grandmothers have been the CEOs. They've been running it. They've been running the show. They the boss. With or without a man. Either you're going to go along and get along and have a happy wife, a happy life, or you're not going to have no wife. You pick. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. They've been running it. And they're running the motherfucking ship in the ground. The ship is sinking. But they're not going down with the ship. They're not that kind of captain. They send everybody else to go down. Or, you know, if they go down, they're going to drag everybody else down with her, just like what she just did. Everybody went down with her because of her actions. Everybody, because of the mama actions, everybody suffered. And what I can't wait to find out. I'll do another part. I can't wait to find out what's going on with Pickaxe Lady, because that shit there is just off the. It's ridiculous, huh? It make ridiculous look ridiculous. Okay, let's see what this is.
I got it. Anyway, let it continue.
KTLA's Jennifer McGraw live in South LA, where she spoke with the victim. Jen.
Micah and Sharon, that woman never had any intention in buying that burrito, and that's why they asked the woman to wait 5 minutes so they could make her one. But still, she became erratic, and sadly, vendors keep getting attacked. But this vendor right here is back open tonight and says they're not going to let that woman stop them. After berating workers and a South LA taco stand for not making her burrito.
Look at that ass. Look at her. Man. That don't even look human. She looks possessed. It looks like a demon inside her. There's a demon inside so many of women that look like her, unfortunately. I guess Karen's out there doing it too. I don't know. I ain't never thought about that. All I know is, man, look, you ain't gotta even, I wasn't even looking for these things that I'm finding. I wasn't thinking like that or nothing. It came, you know, it caught my attention, it caught my eye. Why would you test stuff up and, you know, all these cameras around and stuff, even if they're not though? Why would you do that? Why are you doing it to people? Why are you costing these people money? Cause they're not, you think you deserve free shit? What kind, you know, this is the narc, huh? What kind of person would do this and think that they are so privileged that people supposed to just bow down and give them anything they want, or they gonna tear shit up and fuck it up? Spit on the food. These people, this is just too much, man. I don't know what I would have done. I honestly don't know, because I've been selling stuff on the street. I've been a food vendor on the street. Man, I'm a hustler, you know. And I cook barbecue on the back of my truck and stuff, you know. So I've been a street vendor selling food. If somebody come over there and spit on all my food and tell my, what would you do? It's a good question. This is interesting, to say the least. Anyway.
Burrito fast enough. This woman seen here goes on a tirade, throwing out prepped food and trashing jugs of juice.
Couldn't believe it.
Then things really escalate as the woman starts chasing her.
Hey, yo que me, hey. Y a mí fue la que me llamó.
Berta is the victim. She says the attack was frightening and something that she worries about every night. And says while she's nervous, she still needs to work.
The video doesn't show, but she chased her for about 10 minutes around the car. She kept trying to run away from her. Coming at you from South LA, I'm here at South Dock.
Jimmy Saw says is an LA foodie influencer standing up for those without a voice.
A lot of these vendors, they're here illegally, and so they're afraid to speak up. They're afraid to voice their opinion because they think they're going to get prosecuted.
Berta has been working at South Taco Stand for more than a decade and is scared to speak up in case the woman or someone comes back to harm them.
Street vendors are vulnerable. They're out on the streets. They got no protection. There's nobody there to watch over them. Most of their transactions are cash, so they're easy targets for a lot of these hoodlums out there.
In the end, the woman does take off. This after destroying all that she could, making a plate of food to go, and spitting on all that was left.
To see them throwing the food on the ground, that really breaks my heart. That's like, it's a sin. People are starving.
It took police about an hour to respond on Saturday's incident, but they did come out here today and take Berta's statement. Anybody with information should contact the LAPD if you have seen the woman in the video.
I thought the old me was gonna come in and say something, but apparently not. I think I'm frozen in time. It's all good though. I am here. Have no fear. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna say this, cause this is the weakest link in the chain, and it really is that. Tell me it's not. How this is not the weakest link in the chain here. This is the biggest obstacle, the one that's been CEO, the breadwinner, the chat caller, big baller. Man, the community is falling apart. I had wrote this thing. This was a long time ago. Let's see. The biggest obstacle, the most negative factor in the black community, this destructive force that knows no mercy. It's a cancer on us, tearing us down from the inside out. A force so powerful that it shapes the minds and shapes them before they breathe their first breath. If you haven't guessed by now, the black female, the woman, she is so important and has a part to play. But everyone I have met, they are too controlling. I know most of it's a learned behavior passed down by their black mothers who got it from their mother and can be traced right back to slavery. It's the same thing over and over again. I keep saying, and she just said it, like she not realizing what she's saying. She said it. And then he threw the black men up in there in the mix and kind of under the bus, like, where they at? Why not? They cover us. How? Yeah. Catch that slack. I mean, when it all fall apart, still come in, swoop in, catch it back with 5 children and shit, and get kicked in the ass by everybody in the family. And, you and I, my dad, and no matter how, nobody's perfect, you understand, but no matter how well or not well of a stepdad you may have been, there's all of that. But there's some soldiers programmed to destroy from the inside out. Abortions, killing, just like droves and droves of babies, future and gangbangers, basically. 'Cause that's the way it is. But, you know, it should be inventors, engineers, scientists, man, fuck doctors and lawyers, you know, healers, protectors, explorers, discoverers, creators, inventors, elevators. Not fucking somebody to keep working for somebody else, making other people fucking rich, being a cog in the system so they can dream to be a judge, dream to be a doctor, dream to be a butcher, dream to be in debt, because they be slaves to this shit, man, by the time they find out, if they ever find out. Because, you know, sometimes it's just better. Wait. I happen to have that right here. Sometimes it's just better to believe the lie. Believing the lie is way more comfortable than facing the truth. Ain't it? Just go along with the program. Don't question shit. Do what you gotta do. Man, keep your shit together. I lost my whole train of thought, cipher. But you know, that's what it is, huh? It makes it tempting to sell everybody out, destroy shit for your own convenience so you could eat fake steaks, so you could pretend that you happy and have shit, that you running shit, you independent when you're not, that you running shit. You in charge. You are in charge. You are running shit, but you're not running the motherfucking thing. You're not in charge of shit. Everything is a fucking illusion. It's nothing but illusions. The sisterhood hides the truth. Like what she doing, I mean, blatantly, just right in our face, man. Just telling that shit, talking that fucking shiro bullshit. The fuck out of here. That shit's insulting at the fucking certain point, huh? You know? Fucking shiro, man. Or do you see what the fuck going on out here? Motherfuckers shooting up schools. They're shooting up schools. People self-deleting is at a 30% increase amongst black people in the youth. And it's a certain age range that's up, but you know, I would say definitely younger, you know, a nice younger group. The children of the children, you know what I mean? These the grandchildren. At this point now, because some of them had babies at 15 and shit like that, you know. That's their grandchildren. That's the 15-year-old mama's grandchildren now in the mix, having children. And all, you know, it's just all kind of crazy ways, but you know what I'm saying. Like they self-deleting, man. They deleting, self-deleting, can't take it, taking out families, taking out themselves, taking out the children, the old lady, the children, you know, just you name it, any kind of fucking any combo you could come up with. you know, right? And all that's a result of all this good, not is no love. For one, there's no love, nobody raising nobody. They always gone, they always avoiding them, they always at work. Like, it should be a balance, Yeah, it shouldn't necessarily be 50-50. It wasn't, it's never 50-50 anyway. When a woman pull 50% of the weight, and with food stamps and child support and stuff like that, but like when it's just you and her and ain't no kids involved, she pulling 50% of her weight, really? And then when you do, then the one that wasn't pulling 50% of her weight in the first place, now she get pregnant. Now she, now she gonna pull 50% of her weight? No. Like I maybe for you, it wasn't working like that for me. But I guess we get what we settle for, and all that. And at that time, I was settling for that. I settled for it. But shit, when you stick to your guns, you end up by yourself, man. They don't have no compromise. It's really their way or the highway, and how I go. We choosing the highway, right? Men going their own way, on your own, by yourself, in the air with the passport or whatever it takes, huh? Whatever it takes to get some kind of peace and some kind of peace of mind, right? That's the ultimate goal in this thing. The sisterhood, the femininity, sticking together, wrong all day long, destroying lives all day, every day. They're telling you it's a school to prison pipeline. Y'all motherfuckers think somebody else supposed to solve the problem? You in charge. You want to be in charge. You in charge. You been in charge. You don't want no man to be in charge. You can't run nothing. You think about being in charge. You flex your muscle. Fuck, I'll shut you down. I'll get the white man for you. You're not going to be in charge of nothing here. I'm running it. Either I'm running it or else. Get the fuck. And I'm running it. And I'm going to run this bitch in the ground. By any means necessary. See shit, like I said, like that exhibit video. They just walking through like nothing ain't happening. And chaos, bombs, shooting, robbing, carjacking, just going on around them, and they just oblivious to everything. They don't see it. Talking about they being terrorized. Them your kids. Terrorizing the neighborhood. Terrorizing the community. Carjacking people. Because there ain't no direction. Ain't no guidance. Two-parent home or not. Because ain't the man can't be no man in no house with no man. Look, I'm just telling you what I know from experience. That's I think it's a rare thing if a man actually calling shots. Motherfuckers pretend very well and play along and play their role, go along and get along, and shit, at least it look like I'm in control. Being pimp, man. Being pimp. They the pimps. 9 times out of 10. I mean, they got men that can, whatever. Because evidently, they're awesome dudes. There's tyrants and monsters and shit. You got to be a fucking monster out this bitch, though. That's how you get respect. You got to be a monster. The only ones getting respect is the ones that's monsters. kicking bitches' ass, busting lips and shit, knocking the eye sockets out. You know, you ain't gonna tell on them motherfuckers. Scared. I mean, I ain't trying to, you know. I guess I'm downplaying it. Like, yeah, you should be scared. Then they gonna kill you. But don't think there ain't no bras like that. These bitches is crazy. You see the bitch with the... Man, the people just moved in their fucking house that they built from the ground up. And now they moved in their house. And this bitch just get the pickaxe, take to the door. The dude, you know, he making me kind of mad. But, I mean, I understand. That's his baby. If she wouldn't have grabbed this baby, them big giant shards of fucking glass could have cut his baby to the fucking white meat. Cause it's crazy. Doing what? Why? What's the reason? I'm saying, like, you know, and then, you know, it seems like there's some white people shit, though. Like, oh, black, though. But I think some of it's mind control. One way or the other way is mind control. You know, influence, mind control, maybe purposefully mind control. Gonna have to get some of these clips and show y'all what I'm talking about, because they say, like, with the they was operating on this dude, or whatever the case was. Maybe it was an experiment, or they was just doing it while they was in there, whatever. And they can touch those parts of your brain that make you think, or make, you know, how you process, however it goes, where they can do things to make you make decisions that they want you to make, and you gonna think that you make, you know, like they, you know, it was making choices, or it was like a test or whatever, right? And the choices you was making was the choices they wanted you to make, but you think you making them choices independent on your own, and you're out of your own mind, but you're not. They have stuff that control people like that. I really, just some of the trends that's going on be tripping me out. Like, all of a sudden, there's been some random stabbings here and there throughout the years that I've heard about. So very spaced out, very random. Maybe it happen all the time, but you definitely don't be hearing about it. Maybe it's just the fact of hearing about it more. But, like, it just seemed like all of a sudden it's just sprees of that. Like, very unusual in a lot. Like, you know, so it automatically my mind go to mind control, man. Like, why are these people all of a sudden, why they were shooting people? Now they want to show us that for sure is definitely not, and they're probably right, but you know that if it's not the guns, it's the people, violent regardless. If you take the guns and the knives away, they gonna stick your ass to death or whatever. They gonna find a way. If you're a bunch of bitches getting choked out, but you could only choke so many people out and stick so many, you know. But I who knew you could stab the shit out of a bunch of people. You could really, I mean, people, defenseless people, ain't like we walking around with fucking shields and shit, huh? Suits of armor. You could stab the fuck out a whole lot of people quickly. You just never really think about that. And so yeah, the Sisterhood getting advice from the Sisterhood, man, that's like, what the fuck, man? I can't even think of a good analogy for that. Like, it's just a merry-go-round. It's not gonna go nowhere. It ain't a merry-go-round. There's some shit that go down. Motherfucker could going down. We being destroyed. And these results is happening. And we laughing and hee-heeing. In a way, like, people serious as fuck. But in a kind of way, we all laughing, kind of taking it as a joke. We don't see it's a big picture to be seen, the long-term consequences of things that happen. These kids they're not going to prom. You say what you want. If they going to prom, if they're at an all-black school, yeah, they going to prom with black people. Probably so. Come on now, you know. But if they at a school that's mixed, they might not be going too much, like, you know, what they doing, you know, if they going with them. I don't know. Maybe it's a mismatch, you know, like the Asian, if they going with Asians, what they doing. If they going with Hispanics, what they doing. I don't know. Maybe it's just enough more girls to even out, or they not going with those dudes. If it is the numbers, and then the passport bros, that's people from maybe been forever, but just steadily increasing year after year after year, and at a certain point where it's 2022 now. So you figure, say 10 years ago, amped up to steroid level, and every year progressively is amping up. That little picture that little viral picture with all of them couples, like, you can take that shit randomly if you want to, like it ain't nothing. It's out of context, no doubt, but me having children, having boys, and knowing that out of my 3 sons, none of them went to the prom with no black girl. 2 are in the same house. 1 not even in the house with them. Me in a whole nother city. Then he left this city, went to another city. They not fooling with nobody look like their mom. Put it like that. They understand what that's about. And they don't want no parts of it. Even though they're falling for the okie doke and all that, but something about they know better than that. I mean, that's the logic I got behind it. They're not gonna do that. So far, it seems like it. And because it's the whole culture, and you can't say no hoe. If it's a whole culture, you can't turn no hoe into a housewife. So it's kind of hopeless. That's hopeless. Ain't no hope for that. All this twerking and shit, this shit's gone. This Sodom and Gomorrah that we living in right now, and how did that turn out? It's over. It's over. I think, and us chosen ones or not, fuck, you know, chosen ones, we gonna have to go it alone. We gonna go it alone / settle for something we don't want to settle for at some point in time. Whatever that is, it may not be a relationship, but it's gonna be some settling going on. I guess that's part of life. You gotta do some kind of compromise. I don't mean compromise your integrity, your self-respect, your everything, but something little give and take situation, compromise. Like it's just maybe one of them great lessons in life, or not, or not. I guess, but the or not is. Well, anyway, moving along. I had some more. Okay, father. Yeah, well, yeah, we went through that. The men pushed out, invisible. Father, the fathers and the father's family is trash. I think I'm just gonna keep this to this right now. I've said a lot. I said enough. I covered a lot. I covered enough. There's always more. There's always a little bit left. I guess, and ain't, what's wrong with that? But ain't gonna be no saving the world by nobody. You gotta get more. Man, look, this thing is not new. The stuff is not new. It's got to stop. And these things in this culture don't stop. How it's gonna get better? These is your baby daddies. These is your baby daddies and your sons and your daughters or your sons. Sorry. We got problems. We need some reality checks. Enough with the booty, fake booties. I don't think none of these fake booties, but enough with the fake booties, the fake hair, the fake eyelashes. This is a fairly old picture before the eyelashes got on. I'm gonna say that. Ain't much change though in a few years, to be honest. It's all about what and what. It's just more. It's so close to the same, right? More tattoos, more eyelashes, the pointed fingernails, some styles change and shit. That, like, man, how y'all wipe your ass? That's what I want to know. But it's got to change. And these antibodies, you pumping fat in your ass, man. You think you gonna go along with that and ain't gonna be no consequences to that? You out your fucking mind. It's gonna be some major consequences.
Experience for a family in Pasadena. A woman with a pickaxe showed up at their home and breaking their windows. And Jaysha Patel has more on this Eyewitness News exclusive.
I don't know how I mute that. I guess I'll figure it out. I'm trying to make it into like a gift type thing. I'll figure that out next time. But these antibodies, all this, man, come on now. It's really a no-brainer. It's not gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work no more. Got to change the game, man. What do you think? All right, well, that's what I got. Oh. That's what I got on it. And hopefully, we know that's not a good strategy. I was supposed to do this in the daytime. I got my light set up. I did not cut it on. I had my windows open and everything. I got caught up with the time from I had some things I just had to take care of. So, but I did it. This is why I didn't want to go live, because I don't know. it's just more pressure live. I like it, but not all the time. You know, this is a little more easy without, you know, nobody actually looking right. I know, and then but people come through. You know, hey man, look, it is what it is. This is pretty close to live, y'all. I'm gonna pop it up in a hot minute, right? That's what's happening, and we gonna end this right now.